There's
Yeah.
more, John. There's one I want you to see. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
1048. Republicans accuse Democrats of creating false narratives against Trump with photo release. You can't create a
Come on
false
now.
narrative when you actually have the photos.
These are the evidence. These are what they call the receipts.
These are the receipts. We will not rest until the American people get the truth, says Democrats. Now, if the Democrats were smart, they would beat America over the head with all of this. And just so that way it filters into the red states, filters into the MAGA folks, because their MAGA God is in here. And it goes on, 1039. Who's pictured in today's images? And here's the list again. President Donald Trump, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Trump advisor Steve Bannon, actor Woody Allen, U.S. economist Larry Summers, lawyer Alan Dershowitz, British entertainer Richard Branson.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I didn't see that part. Andrew Matt Batten Windsor. Well, that's the what used to be Prince Andrew.
Prince, yeah.
An entrepreneur, Bill Gates, and the list goes on. 1029, image of former Prince Andrew appears to be from photo agency Getty. And then it goes on some more. 1026, Trump appears in 3 photos in latest release. Obviously, the children, the girls, we have to say who they are. They're children, young people. Their faces are blocked out. Trump is there. And there's many more into this.
There he is with Epstein, someone that he does not know at all.
And he doesn't hang out. But here we go. Here we got the dead one.
Let's just stop right there. This man there's a jar on a table that says Trump condoms that he is selling for $4.50 a piece. You can't tell me he didn't know anything about this. I would not be surprised if he was the one that commissioned these.
And then it goes on.
Hold on, wait. Let's not go past it yet. Because here's the thing.
You want to go back? Yeah,
because look, I mean, just even look at it. How does this man speak? Huge, bigly. I'm huge on a wrapper of a condom with his face on it. Okay, you can keep going.
Whoa. I tell you, breaking news is something up. I love the way BBC lays it out. Look at this. I mean, minute by minute. Images of 1018, images part of over 95,000 being examined, oversight committee members say, and you can go on. If you, I will have the link for this to the BBC News. BBC does it, and you know what I tell you all the time.
Yeah.
If you want your news,
get it from overseas.
Get your news from American sources. You have to go outside the country, or if it is an American source, you got to do something like PBS. Or the public news agencies. Anyway, Donald Trump and Andrew Matt Batten Windsor among those pictures in 19 images. And there's Bill Gates. There's Andrew.
I mean, we've I think pretty much hit on all the major points though now. But there's a treasure trove of images that the Democrats released. Hakeem Jeffries held a news conference. I didn't see it because we were getting ready to go on, but he did. Hold a news conference. So I'll look for something for that a little bit later. But in the meantime, we do have guests today, and I believe they're waiting at the front door. So let's just see. Oh, there they go.
There they go. Then he hit the door. We had the door because we got guests today. Whoa.
Let's bring them in.
Here they come. There they go.
Let me straighten it out.
Hello, brothers.
What's going on, guys?
Donald Reed, thank you so much. And Mr. Martin Small over there.
We happy to be up in here right now. Thank you so much for bringing us through. Thank you so much.
Oh man, and
let me say one more thing. You guys are great. You guys are great. Let me tell you. I mean, with the breaking news, that was breaking. That was some breaking news. That was some breaking news. Condom with his face on it. That was some breaking news. But
you gotta have some balls to do that.
Well, he said he was going to shoot somebody in Times Square, get away with it. He's going to get away with this too.
Well, yeah, but you know what?
I'm sorry.
The independents, hopefully the independents and the rational people will say, wait a minute, we are not supporting this dude any longer. Maybe one or two will come to their senses.
I don't know about that. I don't know, because he just had he held a little rally just yesterday, I think it was, and people are still cheering for Donald Trump.
Yeah, but it's his loyal support. It's his loyal supporters. I mean, they're not going anywhere. That 30%, they're not going anywhere. They're going to drink the Kool-Aid and die with him.
Yes, they will.
You know what's so crazy? Just at this conference or whatever you want to call it, this public conversation he had with the town hall, whatever it was, just to hear his racist rants, and no one is saying anything. You know, when Biden was the president, they commented on everything. If Biden was falling asleep, if Biden tripped down the stairs, if Biden tripped up the stairs. But with Donald Trump, he seems to not be able to do any wrong, and the media does not cover it.
American media.
American media.
American media.
That's a fact.
You have to recognize American media is run by billionaires and corporations, so that's why.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know the thing about it is that he remember Biden was being accused of being a pedophile. Remember that?
Yeah,
getting accused of being kissing because he kissed a kid on the head. You know what I'm saying? So
right, but that was just Biden. Biden is just a loving guy.
Yeah,
he's just grandpa.
Yeah, but you know, hey, that's.
But he wasn't selling condoms though. I never seen
not with
his face on it. Like Chris is saying, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah.
I didn't want to, since y'all were talking about Trump, there's one more thing that I want to say. I don't know if y'all watched that, but did you hear him say, shithole countries like Somalia, but then he mentioned the European countries and said, bring us more Europeans.
Sweden,
bring us more people from
Norway. Yeah.
I'm not even going to say, can you believe that? But if people don't see his racism and just his white supremacist ideology, he had the nerve to say, and the black people love me. They voted so much for me.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
yes.
Well, I mean, listen, this is who he is, and he's fearless now because the rest of the country, his people, are out and proud doing what they're going to do. So he has, the balls to do it now.
Yeah, it's crazy, but gentlemen, thank you for having us on. We do love what y'all do, and Chris, I'm loving your studio, man. That's nice.
Thank you, man.
It's like state of the art. It looks like a film studio, podcast studio. Yeah, that is dope.
Well, I mean, we do a lot of broadcasting out of here, and take a nice little spare bedroom and you do it up. Added a few things here and there as we go along, change it up a little bit.
No, I like it. Speaking of bedrooms, I'm sitting in my kid's bedroom right now under a bunk bed. So if it looks futuristic and kind of crazy,
I would have definitely thought you were in some, beautiful.
That's what I told them.
Yeah,
I said,
come on, man.
The way the leading lines and everything. I was like,
come on, photographer.
It's like you chopped it down. Now we know. Thank you.
I sat there and said, but just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys know that Chris is an architect. So you're
former architect. I haven't practiced in a long time.
But you're still architect. You can't take the title.
That's true.
Away
you can't take that away.
You can't take design away. I love design.
You guys agree.
Yeah.
So I'm an interior designer in our other professional life, and Chris is an architect. So
and then we're both photographers also. So design just kind of flows through our veins here.
So this is what we do. And so this is a platform for photographers and creatives, and we are all creatives.
Yes, great. That's amazing. That explains the room, Chris. That explains the room. Okay,
a little bit.
That's why I have these glasses on and this nice scarf, because I'm married to somebody who's an extreme creative, and I'm also on your show, Ron. So I had the flow. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do this, and I'm a little turbid. What
up? Martin and I are the same. We're the same age technically, and I was like, first of all, I thought Martin was way younger than I was. I was like, dude, I said, the black don't crack is right. I mean, he looks amazing, and his attitude is off the chain. And for those that don't know, Don, Mr. Donald Reed, was my neighbor because I no longer live in my neighborhood, but
left me.
He was my neighbor for years, and we met at the Container Store back in I was helping him with something, and we became friends from that point. And then one day I'm just walking down the street. I ran into him. He was outside. He was working at this hotel. He was there, and we clicked. And I said, "Hey, what's up?" And we started talking. And we never stopped talking since. I mean, and then the rest is history. So here we are. This is where we are.
And let me tell you, Ron, as you could tell, Donald's my partner in crime. And Donald
is
brutally honest. Like, he tells us about his living under the bunk bed right now.
Brutally honest.
He's brutally honest. So, that's the side that comes out where I'm like, ho, you don't have to tell everybody everything. But he's brutally honest, good man. And we, like you said, Ron, we both worked in hospitality together, combined. I worked maybe 30-something, 40 years. And Donald's been there for about maybe almost 20 years. So combined in hospitality, we know a lot of people, we know design. So for example, I was surprised to see Richard Branson's name on there because he used to be a client of ours. He used to be a client of ours, and he was one of the first people who helped me actually get the kids, get people to understand the Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn that needed help. He has dyslexia. Am I saying that right? Dyslexia.
Yes, dyslexia. I mean, that's why I follow him. I mean, because I have dyslexia. I growing up with dyslexia, and he has an amazing foundation that is global, that caters to folks who have dyslexia, and has a real big event that happens once a year where some of the most important people in our world with major decision makers that have dyslexia. So
I've met him. When I met him when he was owned Virgin Airlines, all that stuff. And he told me that he didn't know the difference between, at the meeting, he comes out, we're talking, comes out of his office in his meeting. And he tells me, I'm telling you this for a reason. He tells me that, I have a problem with net and gross. He did not know how to do net and gross, and he came out and his secretary showed me how she has to explain net and gross in meetings that he's in when it comes to. And then he just told me never give up because these things happen. Now I'm not saying when your ass is hot, can I curse on here a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, you can do it. It's free. This is free. This is like a chicken. This is like the chicken coop. It's free range.
Right. Okay. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but his ass got hot, and he was up in the Epstein joint doing the wildness. And I'm not taking that away because it's unfortunate that a lot of white people in this country get away with things that black people can't. That's on the same level. Regardless of how we feel about them, or regardless. And, I just wanted to explain that Donald and I know many people like that on both sides. But you could use people like that to create things to help other people out.
There you go. And you guys, and so also these two gentlemen have what's called the Road to Legacy podcast. They do have a podcast, and they do come online and talk about different stuff that's happening in the world. Martin will he'll be driving his car and online talking about what's happening in the news. So these folks are not strangers to the camera, nor are they strangers to the microphone. So just so y'all know, you are in great company. All of us here together. This is great.
Yeah. I didn't even know. So I just subscribed, and I'm a podcast person. Like, I listen to podcasts all day long, every day. So this will be in my feed now.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We created it on the drop of a dime in a cab. Donald's totally different. That's why we call the old man, the young man. He has children. We've been running around. I have kids too. I have 5 kids. We've been running around doing stuff. So sometimes we can't come on. So we're sporadic at it, but we started in a cab. I am the Black Republican. That's who I am. So people, when y'all sign up, that's who I am.
Say it too loud.
Chris said,
you can say it loud. You need to put it in bold letters.
I was the dude that used to smoke a little herb back in the day, before I went to the military. But I was the stupid get high guy, So I got to the point where I said, you should never, no black people. This is how we started the podcast. We were in a cab, and I told Donald, no black people should be smoking marijuana. Period. And Donald was like, no, that's not right. And we got into an argument in the cab. The cab driver got in. And then, we talked about it. I spoke to Dave Chappelle, throwing names up about it. He was like, y'all should do a podcast. Donald said, we should do a podcast. And that's how it started. Just long story short.
Nice.
Wow. I did not know this story.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit of the story. And then we just started getting into different things. And like I said, I'm the Black Republican. You know what I'm saying?
And Mr. Donald is very, very, I don't know. I wouldn't say you're very liberal, but he's very free and open, and and like we said, he will tell you what's on his mind. He's just very.
I'm definitely not a Black Republican. That's for sure. Unless it was Freddie D. Black Republican time, Frederick Douglass.
Yes.
But yeah, Martin and I, we have a really long history of debates, and it made sense for us to, put it on a public platform to let people hear our debates. It's two Black men, we have a lot to talk about. We're always going through something, right? So when he had said about Black people not smoking marijuana, I was just like, yo, you can't be serious. Cigarettes kill people more than marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you said you don't like Black people.
Well, we need to give that a little bit more context before that statement is just thrown out there.
You see, they're going at it, guys.
Yeah, we going at. We ain't gonna go into the show because we got a lot to talk about. But that's how it started, man. And we can move on. And like we were saying, you told them that we're doing a lot of your people. That we're doing a lot of work in the community, and we are. I mean, Donald's mother passed away saving people in the community during COVID. Yes. She passed away. Her name was Roxanne Reed. There's a name in Castle Hill section of the Bronx on the corner of what's the street that's on, Donald? 635 Castle Hill Road?
Yeah, so it's on Castle Hill and Seward. So, my mom's name is right under Castle Hill. And it's great. It was an absolute blessing. And I'm sure that she was smiling down when she saw all those things taking place. Quite often we see names on streets and we don't know who those people are. And so it makes me feel good in terms of legacy for her name to be on the street, and a little kid can look up and say, oh, wow, I know who that woman is. She used to help me in the community. She helped me find a job, or she helped my mother get hot water on in our apartment, or got us food, or, and my mom left an incredible legacy. And as Ron is going through some of these photos that he beautifully captured, this is from the street signing, the name of the street sign. And that's my sister with the bald head there, talking to the people and family members who showed up there, just about, the importance of my mom when she was around. And, it was just truly a blessing. And you see some people crying. That's like family members, friends. We had the borough president, Vanessa Gibson, come out to speak. We had Amanda Ferris, who is the city councilwoman of the 18th district. That's her there to my right in that dress. And it was just a really amazing, incredible moment that I will never forget. And so we do a toy drive every year that we started with my mom probably about 7-8 years ago. And after COVID, and when she died, Martin and I decided to continue doing it. And it was actually, I can't even take credit for starting the toy drives in the Bronx with my mom. It was Martin's idea to go in the Bronx and start doing the toy drive, because I started it originally in Brooklyn, right where Ron left me, and used to live in Fort Greene. And Martin was like, yo, man, we need to move this to the Bronx because your mom is the president in the Bronx. So let's do this in the Bronx. And ever since then, we have continued to do the toy drive.
And that street that you see that Ron's posting, the street behind Amara Ferris and Donald, we closed down that street. It's a huge avenue. And so in some cases, we've had over 5,000 to 6,000 people come out and ask and get toys from us. We get the donations from the people that we've known over the years that we've met in hospitality. I had a nonprofit where I took kids to Africa. So I kind of knew how to do some of that stuff. But with Donald's know-how of the community and his mother and so forth and so on, what I'm trying to say to everybody out there and whoever wants to come on as we talk is that everybody can do something. You know, even if it's one thing. You know, Donald's a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So if we don't have 4,000 toys on point, then he gets upset. Well, I'm saying one freaking toy can help. And then he understands that too. So we come together and we close down that neighborhood. The cops come out, the fire department comes out, Ron comes out there with his cameras, and we go off and we give back. We give back to the point where people, fathers are crying, thanking us and thanking the community for coming through. Because some people, you know, the Castle Hill section of the Bronx is one of the most disenfranchised places in the Bronx. Over the years, me doing this in the Bronx, I decided, I'm skipping around a little bit, but I decided to do it out here. So now me and Donald, I live in Indianapolis now. Ron, we can get on that in a minute. Mm-hmm. You said Minneapolis, but it's really Indianapolis. You know, you New Yorkers can't say Indianapolis. Not mini Indianapolis.
We just hear the Appalus, and that's where we go.
I'm New York. I'm born and raised in Harlem. But yo, come on, y'all got to. But anyway, we're bringing it out here. So Donald and I are also doing it in Indianapolis. I'm doing it tomorrow, the same thing that we do in the Bronx. And then I'm driving out to New York. And I'll be there, and we're going to do it on the 19th, also in Castle Hill section of the Bronx.
Yeah, and this,
that's
I'm
wonderful.
Showing these pictures also because last year, I mean, over the last couple of years, we've been supporting. I started. They requested me to help with the photography, and let me just grab my little. Let me get this off the screen so I can pop my little face on here. Let me get this banner off. Hold on a second. Let me get this QR code off. There we go. So they request, they say, Ron, why don't you, can you photograph such an event? How much do you need? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, don't worry about it. And I said, look, I just need car fare to get there. Just give me the car fare to get there. I told Don. And so I just got up there and we just started photographing. I was moved the first year because I was like, oh my gosh. And this is coming right out of COVID. And this particular year, this is 2023, but what also happened in 2023 is that I started to share it more on our platform. And by sharing it on the platform, I also introduced other photographers to it. So we had Jelani and a bunch of other photographers that are in this community that pop in, that have been interviewed here. And Jelani came back. I wasn't able to go last year, but Jelani was there. And so expanding the photographers to be a part of this because, you know, they can't afford to be paying for photographers to do this. But what can happen is that as photographers in the community take out some time to just give back to the community. Yeah. This is another great way of doing it. I've been informed that this year is going to be indoors because I was freezing my tushes off every year in the cold, and but it's a good deed to go indoors.
The tushies, okay.
I was like, this is crazy. It's cold.
More than one.
It was cold out there.
I need to know after we get off. I need to know what a tushy is, man.
My behind.
Yeah, we do it. We do it. Yeah, it's funny. We do it outside. And we do it outside
cold
because there's so many people that come through, and that's one of the main reasons why we do it outside. We also we need the space, and then sponsors come out and they want to do it outside. Yes. So that's why we do it. But this year, like we said, we're going to do it inside.
No, but what happens is with the when we do it outside, what happens is we get the permit to close down the street, so we have a full block to play with. We get the police, as you see in these photos that come through. They put the barricades out. And one of the beautiful things, I was just reading one of the comments from the Bronx 2A. She said she's old enough to remember that we couldn't live in Castle Hill because Castle Hill is the hood, and Castle Hill is still the hood. So just to give y'all a little bit of context, this year, maybe about a month ago now, or less than a month ago, a guy killed his mother, killed his sister, her boyfriend, and then killed himself. And then, you know, prior to that, early October, one of the gentlemen that you may see in some of Ron's photos, if he pulls up, I'll tell you who he is. He died from an overdose. So, you know, when we do these toy drives, we're hoping to bring some light into the community, because you know that in our communities, especially low-income communities, we suffer from mental health, from drugs, from abuse, from violence, and all those things. So when we do these toy drives and to get all these people to come out and to bring some happiness, this particular time when Ron came through, it was truly amazing. Like the whole street, I told you it's a block. So from Seward to, I want to say, Randall is a huge block, and the whole street was full of people. We didn't really even need the cops. We give out clothes, we give out toys, we give out food. That's another filmmaker friend of ours that came through. And so it is definitely a community effort to get all of this stuff done. And when we close down the street, the great thing about that is it puts what we do on Front Street, no pun intended, but it galvanizes a lot of people from the community to come out to be a part of this event where they don't have to worry. It's love, it's fun. We had God's blessing, we didn't have any fights. We didn't have no violence, nobody arguing, and everybody came out and had a good time. From little kids to old people to
you see how many people out there. It's just amazing how many people come through. And the thing about it, Ron, is when you guys come out there with your cameras, it makes people feel that people see them. That lens is very important to the Black community, especially when you have Black photographers coming out there taking pictures of the community, and they feel that they're seen. They're happy to see you come out there. And once again, we appreciate these shots. Matter of fact, these shots help us raise money. We get mostly in-kind donations because we don't go all the time through a 501c3. Now we are. Now we're going through a 501c3.
Okay, right there. I'm sorry. Pardon me for interrupting. His name is Levy Brown. He passed away early October.
Wow.
And he was one of the main people that came.
He was such a, if I may interject.
Yes.
It's so funny, Don, when you told me who the person, I immediately thought it was this guy. I don't know why. When you told me, I immediately said it had to be that guy. And then now you're confirming it. And this guy, I was photographing him a lot because he was such a pillar in how the families were interacting. And so, and then after they would get their gifts, he would pull them over and say, "Hey, come and get," he was my right-hand person trying to get people to, situated so I can photograph them. And, but he was not only helping me, but he was helping in so many different ways in his capacity, and just full of joy and just love and caring. So I remember, I think you guys have introduced him to me when I was there, but I forgot his name back at the time.
Levy.
But when you said it, I remembered it. And I was like, this guy, and you'll see in a lot of these photos that I'm going to end up as I keep going through, is he was with all of those families and just the joy giving these amazing gifts, because these kids were getting bikes, they were getting, this is not little trinkets of stuff. This was huge. They had bikes and toys and doll houses and cars and little cars that they could get in with the little batteries. It was incredible. So this is the person that was really a part of helping me, especially my first year and the second year I was there doing this kind of work. So, and again, I also want to interject for the photographers that are watching, and if you happen to see this, make sure you reach out to your communities and find out ways you can help. Not every project has to deal with money. Some of the greatest things we do as photographers, we never get paid for. But the greatest gift of what we get paid for is the joy that we bring others through photography. So if you're a photographer out there, I say this with all my heart: get out there, join your community, like Gwendolyn, part of our community, because we're all photographers here in the, our pillars, and then we have our Elise, who's an artist. And so Get out there and see how you can impact, because again, it's these photos that help small organizations raise money. Without these photos, people don't know what they're talking about, and people don't get to see the results. But
Photos
if
and videos.
you as a photographer are out there sharing the work, it makes all the difference. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And photographers, when you going into these communities and taking these photos, you're bringing out the beauty, because people often, or low-income communities often have a negative view. And when you're showing how beautiful these people are, it makes a huge difference. That photo that you just went by, the two white people there, those people are from Brooklyn, and they came all the way from Brooklyn. One of them is my son's teacher, his old teacher. And so it's just in terms of people coming together as community. We had teachers from my kids' school come all the way to Brooklyn.
We had CEOs of large companies in New York, of sugar companies, Domino Sugar Company, helping us out. We had a lot of people coming through that were doing things that, from people that we contacted. But, I have a question for you, Ron and Chris.
Yes, buddy.
Guys, why do you think that people don't help out? Hey, Chris,
well,
why do you think that people don't? The reason why we're there, and thank God we're there, because we're problem solvers. But there's so many people that don't help out.
I think a lot of people are actually selfish. It's really about me. I mean, especially now, we're living in a community of, it's about me and what I can get and how I portray myself, especially on social media. Whereas there's those rare few people like yourselves that they can look and see where they're coming from and always remember to give back to others. Because here's the thing, we're only here for a short period of time. What we can do, we have to always look at ourselves and say, what can we do to leave a legacy behind? Way after you guys are gone, after we're gone, if we want people to talk about us, it's about what we've left behind, the things that we've done with our lives. And I know you guys can honestly say, people will be able to look at you and say, well, you know what, these guys, they were able to do this for our community. Especially like this year, we all know that this year has been rough. This has been one of the roughest years out there, between the administration, what they're doing, and then the losses of jobs. As we've pointed out here on this show, as of right now, we have roughly around 1.1 million people that have lost their jobs this year. And that might not even be the correct number. That might be on the low end. You have a lot of people that don't know how they're going to provide gifts to their kids during this holiday season. And you guys perform and provide a platform in which people in your community can at least say, all right, you know what, I might not have it, but at least maybe I can give my child a little something through the things that you guys are doing. So, just to answer your question, I think that it has a lot of it has to do with selfishness. A lot of it too also has to do with people, they just don't know what they can do. And I think if you're not used to being around other people that give and give up themselves, you don't have an example to look up to. You're not going to do it. You know what I mean? And maybe they've never benefited from someone who has done something as generous as you guys have done.
I just think people also, there's so many people hurting in our country. I mean, I've traveled abroad, and so I've seen poverty in different ways. But America has a different type of, should I say it's a different type of poverty? Because even, I mention this all the time, when I'm in other countries and I'm interacting with people that are poor, the poorest of their countries, countrymen or women. And I noticed that when I'm in these countries, like South Africa, being in Cape Town or the townships, or Nigeria and different places like that, the poor people think differently. They, no matter how poor they are, they want to give. It's one of the most baffling things when I travel abroad, is people who are poor want to give you their last.
Mm-hmm.
The poor people, the people that they're not making it. They don't have the food. They don't have this. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, but also the other part of that component is that they are just filled with this joy. There's this something about in other countries that poor people have learned how to survive as a community, and I'm a believer of community. They rely on each other. They connect with each other. They support each other. I often mentioned how my buddy owns a restaurant in Nigeria, and his workers would do something wrong, or maybe they would do something that may get them fired.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, "But Ron, I can't fire them." And I say, "Why can't you fire them?" He said, "Because it's not going to matter." And I said, "Well, why is it not going to matter?" And he would say, "Because if I, the boss, fires my employee, he doesn't care." And I said, "No, you can't be kidding me." He says, "Because when he goes back home to his community, he will say, 'I just lost my job today.' And then the community will say, 'How can we help you?'" The sister next door, the woman next door is going to say, "Oh, Bobby, come over to the house and grab bread." The other person down the block is going to say, "Do you need car fare to get your next job?" The next person. And so this ability for community sustains them even in their poorest moments, because someone is going to provide. Someone in that community that has a little more is going to support the person that doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Even to like my buddy from Senegal. He works in New York City. He's raised 2 sons, works on the streets. He's one of the vendors on the street. He's put both boys through college by being a vendor on the streets of New York.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't get to New York on his own. His community raised the money for him to get to New York. And then his job, his responsibility, which you find in a lot of countrymen from and women from the Caribbean or from Africa, is that he sends back goods every certain times of the year, barrels of stuff that he gets on sale at maybe a store's going out of business here in New York. And then he grabs it, he goes in with the money he has, and he buys it all up. Then he takes it to Queens, puts it in barrels, and then send it back.
Yep.
And then when another young person comes of age to go to school, to go to college, the community will all raise the money so that kid can come to America and go to school, get an education, make great money, and then his responsibility or her responsibility is to now give back to the kids back at home. So the rest of our Black community in America used to be that way, and in some cases, in some areas, we still are.
But the roots
you have to have community. Community is key. And I bring it back to America, is that America is one of the only places in the world that I've been, I can say, because I've traveled, where poor people here have attitudes. It's not because they're poor. It's because that's the mindset of America. It's about being selfish, self-absorbed. I want me. I want mine.
I don't trust you.
I don't. Yeah, it's so many hurdles to climb.
That's one of the things that I learned from my mom is community. She fostered that. Like, she did not care if you were a little kid, if you were a drug dealer on the corner, if you were an old person. She was always in service and bringing people together. And And as we do these toy drives and I hear stories of people that she impacted, from literally little kids to older people, saying how she, when it was cold in their house, she was the only person that constantly kept checking on them. When this young boy didn't have any job, she was bringing stuff to him. She was bringing condoms to the kids to make sure that they practice safe sex. I remember talking to one kid who was a cutter. I didn't even know black kids were cutters. He pulled up his sleeve and he showed me all the slit marks on his arm. And he said, your mom was the only person that can get through to me. She pulled me to the side and told me, I used to be just like you. And she helped him to change his life around. And like, that community element still exists in America. However, you don't find out about it as much as possible because there is a fear that we have to help each other out. I think that there's pride, there's feeling embarrassed, or just feeling like my problems are much more bigger than yours, or there's so many different things. There's mental health, there's other elements that are happening
so many
in our communities, and we need help.
Yeah.
I got wait.
Chris,
can I interject real quick? I want to go back because someone in our community wanted to know how you were able to get your mom's name on a street, and they'd like to be able to do something for a loved one also. So if you can talk a little bit about that process or how that came about.
Yeah, absolutely. So I cannot take credit for that as much as I can. So my sister that Ron was showing in those photos was extremely instrumental in staying on top of writing letters to the city, finding out who the borough president was and contacting the borough president, contacting the city council person or the representative from that district. So Amanda Ferris represents the 18th district. And so what my sister did, she constantly wrote letters. She called in, basically like harassed her. And Amanda knew of my mom, even though Amanda Ferris, who I'm speaking about from the 18th district, is newer in that community and came about more so after my mom had passed. She knew of all the work that my mom did because the community spoke up for her. And so I don't know what city or state that young lady who inquired about that is, but how you do it is you need to contact the person who's your representative from that area or that district. I don't know if it's called the district. I'm assuming it is. And give them information about the person that you want the street to be named after, because they do this throughout New York City and other communities. And if you need help with any information, Bronx on Valentine Avenue. So I think maybe Amanda is the representative. You need to find out who is the representative from that district. Whoever that representative is, you need to go reach out to them. And most of these representatives are in the community, so you can go to their offices. If you don't get through them through phone or through email, go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
Vanessa Gibson, they need to get in because that's the Bronx and that's Valentine's Avenue. And what's ever going on in the community is basically the same thing that happens on Valentine's, because Valentine's has always been, a disenfranchised community. I don't know if it's changed right now, but it's always been like that. So whoever that person is talking about, Vanessa Gibson is the assemblywoman of the Bronx,
she's the borough president of the Bronx.
Right. So she's the borough president. So that's one of the people you can call her office and try to find out if you don't know who your local people are in that area. And then they'll let you know who it is. But it's also good to know Vanessa Gibson. It's good to know.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Donald. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she just typed in his name is Malik Sealy. So you should absolutely reach out to Malik Sealy's office and write a letter to him. And if you don't get through with the letter or a phone call, show up at his office. Because you need to
Yep, that's what we did.
So Malik, I believe Malik is
the person she wants to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I apologize. Excuse me.
No worry.
Yeah, you should reach out to the representative from that district. And what I also will say is harass them, because every single year these people are up for election, right? And so they have favors to do, just like any politician. And so they want your vote. You know what I mean? And especially if your husband was someone instrumental in your community, his voice, his the people who are behind him, who know about him, who back him, or that representative from that district, they want those votes. I remember when my mom was alive, and corrupt Ruben Diaz would come around to the neighborhood because they needed votes. This happens every single year. They do this in every low-income community. They go around, they find whoever that community activist is, or whoever is the TA president of the community. They'll go specifically to them and they say, I need your help with getting signatures. So that TA person or tenant association person, if they're the president, would go around to the community and collect signatures. And so this is why it's very important for you to get your husband have a street name, is once you find who that representative is from that district, they want those votes, and you go to them and say, my husband did A, B, C, D in the community. We will help. We love what you're doing. We'll help you get, votes the next time you're running, or whatever the case is. And because they're servants of the public, they represent us. And
Right.
So, they will go out their way to try to make something happen.
Right. And know your power. Know your power. A lot of Black people, disenfranchised people, Latin people in those communities do not know their power. And what Donald's saying is you could walk in there and knock on the door because you pay their salary. They need to be reelected. They're not going to turn you around. And if they do, like Donald said, you just keep going at them. Persistence and determination is omnipotent, and crisis creates growth. The reason why the community is going through crisis is because God wants that community to grow. Regardless of what the community wants, that community needs to grow. Crisis creates growth. And if your husband, just like Donald's mother, Roxanne Reed, can be in there and they know them streets, like they're supposed to know them streets, those politicians will know them, and that will happen for you. It will happen for you. And me being on a softer note, being Black Republican, that I'm not trying to shift the conversation. I think. Let me
I used to be Republican. I used to be a Black Republican.
I'm a Frederick Douglass Republican, a Lincoln Party Republican, Frederick Douglass Republican. But
Frederick Douglass.
But this is the deal. This is the deal, guys. I don't feel, and to this day, I'm going to stick next to it, that Biggie's name shouldn't be on no side in the Bronx. I mean, in Brooklyn. I think that the only names that should be up there are people who have done the work and who have helped people out. I think that woman's husband's name should be up there before Biggie. I don't even know what he did. That's just me.
And this is one of our conflicts that we have. This is what conflict that we have. He just opened up a can of
worms. Before you guys break out,
you gotta give back, Ron. He ain't give me the N-word. He ain't give me nothing. He ain't give me nothing.
People's names
ain't give me nothing, man.
But the people's name, like I agree with you. I agree with you, Avoy, is that I really believe that people that are sacrificing for the community, those are the ones that should be lit up in the stars and shined, because they're the ones doing, like you just said, the work. So as we close out,
yes,
how can people? First of all, Martin, you're doing something in Indianapolis.
So you almost did it again, New York.
So you're doing something down there. How do people? One, where's it going to be? Two, how can people help? Three, what do you need from this community or whoever's going to see this video?
Okay, so Donald and I are doing in Indianapolis, Indiana. I moved out here about 5 years ago from New York. And what we're doing is we're working with Indy Juneteenth. So if you guys Google Indy Juneteenth, the Webb family, James Webb and Tawana Webb, we are doing this toy drive tomorrow. If you go to their website, they're a 501c3, and you want to donate to Indy Juneteenth, just use my name and say whatever, use RSL, me and Donald, and you can donate that way. It's going to be called Pancakes and Pajamas. People are going to come out with their pajamas on, have pancakes on, and eat pancakes, and we're going to give out toys. Then after that, we're driving right out to New York. I'm driving to New York to pick up Donald, and then we're going to do our toy drive. And Donald, can you give them the information on that? The pancake, let me go because Ron is putting that up. Pancakes, that's it right there. I'll send another clip, Ron, but that's it. Yes, the fourth annual Indy Toy Drive. Pancakes and Pajamas, Indie Juneteenth, run by Indie Juneteenth and P30, and basically sponsored by me and Donald RSL. And
Nice.
I'll let you know, you can text me or email me at msmall2270 or readsmalllegacy@gmail.com.
Awesome. And so that's a good way to let me just give you all, let me put that also in the banners there.
You can text me or email me. Email me at Read Small Legacy. I wasn't prepared, Ron, for you to ask me that question. Yeah, I'm being honest like Donald. Threw me off, man. I was all deep into all this other stuff about Biggie. Biggie Small was the illest.
And Ron, I know you were about to wrap up, but I gotta interject on that last Biggie comment.
But wait, before you do that, I know. Wait. See, this is
Wait,
I gotta
tell
Ron, give Ron
Lisa,
the
you feeling me,
information.
Lisa?
Give Ron the information, Donald, about what we're doing and how people could donate. All the information.
Yeah. So we'll go back to that. But yeah, so now you are doing the toy drive here in New York City, in the Bronx, in Castle Hill. How can people connect and reach you for the folks in the Bronx? So we have Indianapolis, and how can now people reach you or reach the
and Ron,
people?
this is what we're doing is one big family, because we're going to end the Juneteenth. And RSL, me and Donald and the Webb family are going to start taking kids to Africa. So we're starting with these toy drives that we're doing, even though one is in Indiana and one is in the Bronx. We're doing it together in unison. But go ahead, Donald. I'm sorry. Hit him. Oh,
no problem at all. So what I'm about to do, Ron, I'm gonna. Oh, am I muted? I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Let me come back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just pulling up the GoFundMe so I can send it to you guys. So that way people can go to our GoFundMe and they can just donate there. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. If you want, you can put it into the private chat, and then I'll be able to post it. There's a private chat on your right hand side.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll add it into the private chat. But if you guys want to donate, Ron is gonna upload the QR code. You can donate to that QR code there. That's our GoFundMe. And if you don't have the funds and you want to help out, because we need volunteers, you can just pull up to Castle Hill. It's 625 Castle Hill. It's going to be December 19th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you have clothes or you have food or lightly used toys, you can also bring that to Castle Hill. Or just let us know. You can DM us on Road to Legacy podcast, or email us, and we can drive to your neighborhood, to your house, and come pick up the toys. And you can help us out by simply doing that.
Nice. I have it here. Let me see if this is it.
And we give out coats, and also, and
I think I found it.
The Muslim community came out and gave us food.
Yeah, I got it.
We did that. Donald, do we have to tell them what our GoFundMe name is?
Yes.
Ron,
Please.
I put it in a private chat.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, bud.
You heard me, Don? What's the name of our GoFundMe when they go to the if they want to go there right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right there.
If they want to go to to it right now, it's gonna be 398-053.
Here we go.
I'm
gonna have it up on the screen in a moment.
Actually, Ron, don't put that one up there. That might be an old one.
Ron is technologically savvy.
Okay.
You guys are good at what y'all do. Ron Foster in the place to be.
Well, we try to use all these little tools and bells and whistles we have here, but is it on the Road to Legacy, as in like it's been in the past?
The GoFundMe. No, let me put it in the private chat now. And Chris, thank you for putting that in there. That's a huge game changer. So when Ron, you go to it, did you get it, Chris?
Yeah, Ron, it's in there now.
Got it. Okay. Thank you guys.
Cool. So
I had was an old one.
And you can go to our Instagram as well, which is Road to Legacy podcast, and the link is also in there as well. I'm not sure of how to search for it. That's a really good question. When you go to GoFundMe, I'm not sure how you actually pull it up besides just the link or QR code. But I appreciate you brothers for allowing us
so
to
much,
come
guys.
on your platform to share. And
this was good. You were here. This is I mean, I cut you off, but this is great to be able to support and to share and to. So it's the 9th annual Road to Legacy Toy Drive.
Yes.
And if you go to any, and you can just go on Google, it'll pop up on Google as well, and it's there.
Hey, Ron, you're going to invite us back? You're going to invite us back, man? We want to be.
You guys can be a part of the panel anytime.
There you go.
I got a lot to talk about. I got to tell y'all Brooklyn people why Biggie should be out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Doc, don't start what you can't finish. One of the other things,
finish it, but we can't finish it now because we run out of time. We gotta go. But we love y'all. Thank you. See how I'm interrupting them? We love y'all. Thank you so much, man. For putting us on.
Yeah, but I just want to also say that even though this is our last toy drive, what we're doing with all of the photos and the videos that we have, we're turning it into like a short film. So with God's blessing, you guys will be seeing that sometime next year. We're going to be hosting a bunch of interviews with this toy drive as well, and taking
anybody that wants to. I had to interrupt because we're going to go, but anybody who wants to help with that, any photographers that want to help with that, please, for photos, still photos of whatever, y'all can help. We'll give y'all credit for certain things. We may be able to pay, we may not right now. We're just being honest, but what we're going to do is a documentary where we need photographers and people like that. So, and I know this is the platform because Ron's the man with the master plan when it comes to the camera in his hand.
No, Ron and Chris, and I know Chris, you said you're not active anymore in architecture, but that knowledge can be passed around like seeds in the ground.
Absolutely. People reach out, and I refer people to other people, stuff like that. But let me tell you something. Anything you learn that's up here, you have to share it with someone else. That's the whole purpose of gaining that knowledge, to be able to share it.
Well, thank you.
I mean, that's why we do what we do is that, again, it's community. And I really believe, and you'll hear over and over from so many people in this community, is that the way we survive this whole, and we were talking about this earlier, Black people are going to survive this, whatever we're heading into, as in the, job losses, people not having all the stuff that's going on in the country, 1.1 million people losing their jobs. I have friends that have lost their jobs, friends that know people that lost jobs, companies that laying off. I have people that know layoffs are coming in the new year. Yeah. The only way as Americans we will survive is community. And we have to be in communities. And if you're in 2 or 3, then if you're in 2 or 3 communities, then you can link those communities together. You could be the link between other communities. So use your communities to support and find out how you can help those communities, people in those communities that are in need. This is part of our community. And young people and people, there's a lot of people that are going to be hurting this holiday season. And just that little toy, or that like you said, how many people that when I photographed them at this event, just because I had the camera on them, they just smiled there. They lit up like a Christmas tree because someone cares.
Yep.
Someone sees them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And
anyway, last words without Biggie. Without Biggie. Last words.
Last words without Biggie. Ron, how you gonna do that to a brother? You don't see I got free Franco.
Let it go, John. Let it go. We'll do it in another show. Let it go. Let it go, baby. Let it go. All right. You want to go first, Donald?
It's an artist platform.
All right, Biggie was an artist. All right, here we go. Everyone has power out there. Everyone is blessed to give back. Just like Ron and Chris and me and Donald and everybody, we're not doing anything that's incredibly can't be done, lack of a better word. So please know your power. Hold those congressmen and those people in your areas feet to the fire and keep the faith. Keep the faith, keep the faith. You can do anything that you want to do. All right, D.
And I want to say my last words is community. Like, we all need each other. As Black folks, we need each other. don't be afraid to reach out. You never know what someone else is going through. As we all are here, as you've seen all the beautiful photos that Ron has taken, and knowing the lives that were lost, like Levy, who passed away, we didn't know what he was going through. No one ever really reached out. He didn't open up to say, hey, I need help. And I think it's very important that within our community that we take time to reach out and just say, hey, how you doing today? Are you all right? And not be afraid to open up to each other.
Check on one another.
It's very, very important. And I know, Ron, it's one of the reasons that you started doing Touch Base Daily is, you want people to know what's going on. And I think it's extremely important that we take care of each other and we check on each other, because like Martin said, all of us can do this. So when that first seed is planted, it takes one person to create a ripple, one raindrop to create a ripple effect in the ocean or in the pond. And, so be that one drop to make the change.
I like that. Chris, my partner
I just want to say thank you to Donald and Martin for joining us on Focus Friday. This was amazing. I loved having you guys here and just having a different perspective. And this was a great conversation. So everyone in the audience, please go and follow them on Road to Legacy podcast, and then check out what they're doing in their communities. This is what we talk about on a daily basis here on this feed. So go and follow them. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Chris and Ron.
You got it, brothers. I mean, this was great. And you have an invitation to come on and be a part of the panel discussion. You just let us know. And this is, as individuals or as a set of you? I mean, both of you. This was great. We could talk about, because, you guys like to talk about a lot of good stuff. So you are more than welcome to be on panel discussions, come in, talk, chat it up on whatever's happening in the news and what's happening in our community. So you have a full invitation for that. I'm going to just go through some of the banners, and we have something special coming up soon, guys. Watch this. I had to bring it up. Next, on Tuesday coming up, we have Touch Base Daily. We have Lavon Hall. She will be our guest, and she will be going through with us. She works at Adobe. She is a spokesperson for Adobe Lightroom. So I'm so excited that we have Adobe representing here on the show. And so she's going to be here. It's called Explore What's New in Adobe Lightroom, Lightroom Classic, and Photoshop, which is one of my weak areas, Photoshop. But so I got a lot of questions for her. But she is an incredible person. She supports this community she literally, even while she's on the road representing Adobe in different places around the country, because she's a representative and she does a lot of photography expos and stuff like that. She's always there at the desk with her team. And so she's going to be with us on Tuesday for our Tip Tuesday. And so I'm so excited about that. But the most important thing is that she is an incredible person, and you are going to have a great time meeting her on this Tuesday. So we worked on all the PR, the marketing, and so this is our first time getting it out there. So make sure you join us on Tuesday. Also, if you are part of this community, join the YouTube community. This is where you can exchange photography, text postings, conversation with each other, engagements. You can do that in our YouTube community. Also, you can join our email list by just going to Ron Lewis Photos, and you can just click on that, and it'll take you to the newsletter, or it just say, sign up for the newsletter, sign up for it. And then also, sorry about that, we have event photography. I do event photography. So if you are looking for an event photographer, like you've seen, I've done photos for this part. I do charities. I do corporate events. You need me, you let me know how I can help. But that's how we do it here as an event, for me as an event photographer. And then we have our wonderful Patreon community. Hey, Mr. Reed became a Patreon member this week. So thank you, Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content. Some folks in here do $3 a month, $5 a month, $25 a month. We even have some folks that have done $100 a month to support what we do here. That pays for our StreamYard. That pays for the Canva. All these apps cost money. So in order to do what we do here, that's what it does. So thank you to our Patreon members who support us, because you make this happen. And last but not least, for all of you that are here for the first time, you make sure you just hit the like and subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe. So subscribe to this channel and what we do here. And we have a lot more interviews coming up in the future. We're going to get the ball rolling, a lot more activities happening. And I'm so excited about that. So this was awesome, y'all.
Ron, where am I from?
You're from New York.
Where I live now, Ron?
You live in Indianapolis.
No. Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Now, my Patreons. See, Donald did the Patreon. I didn't do the Patreon yet. You're gonna know that I'm in Indianapolis, not Indianapolis, not Indianapolis.
No.
It's funny how New Yorkers just say that. So that's all I want to get. Now I got to do the Patreon. One more time, Ron. One more time, Mr. Ron.
Indianapolis. Got it.
And with that, we're out.
Peace.
Guys, thank you so much. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Love you guys. Have a great weekend, y'all. And do something special for yourselves. We love you, and you should also spend time loving yourself. We're out. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.